The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that's doomed.
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
You've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population. This place absolutely outshines it.
It's Thursday, the 13th day of August, 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. How's everyone feeling today? I'm Jamel Hartman. Look, we're a day closer to, the weekend for those who have traditional work weeks, but one day closer to the weekend. It is Friday Junior, as some like to call it. How's everyone feeling? How's your week going? We've got James Burgess says, good morning to the Daily Hour team show. I'm watching and listening to your guests. Have a wonderful Thursday. You as well, James. Have a wonderful Thursday, sir. How's everyone feeling, though? You feeling accomplished? We are at, you know what's crazy? We're nearly at the middle of August. Yeah, the 8th month of the year. I know some people say, oh, after cotton match, it's time for Christmas, right? You all just skip things, but a lot takes place between then and all. You know, seasons change and school starts for the young children and teachers, and so a new school year, but a lot happens in between then, right? But how's everyone feeling? How are you feeling? Let us know how you're feeling. We'll do a roll call later this show. We haven't done a roll call in a while. Well, anyway, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. What is the Inspire Bermuda Festival? Just the word inspire makes me want to know more. Well, Travis Weeks from the Driven Society stops by to discuss this with us. So looking forward to the conversation. The Daily Play is a name that plays today. It's a name that plays today. Yeah, name that place. You all are pretty good. You've been awesome lately. You've been very good at the Daily Play lately. It seems like you're up late studying and, you've got it all in the bag. So, yeah, we'll get to that a bit later. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. So, question of the morning. What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? See, in 2020, during the pandemic, Premier David Burt was extremely visible. We saw him regularly. He held press conferences, answered questions, provided updates, and whether you agreed with every decision or not, he gave the impression of a leader who understood that during uncertain times, people needed to hear from the person leading the country. I, for one, actually appreciated that. The premier wasn't the Minister of Health, but COVID was bigger than one ministry. It was a national crisis, and he treated it like one. He stood alongside his ministers, he communicated with the country, and made himself part of the response. That's why I've been thinking about the difference between then and now. Since the pandemic, Bermuda has continued to experience serious challenges. We've experienced horrific incidents of gun violence, including shootings involving multiple victims, which in the US would be known as mass shootings. We've continued losing people on our roads to the point where many of us have described what's happening as an epidemic. These aren't simply national security or transport issues. At some point, when something is impacting the entire community, it becomes a national issue, an island-wide issue. Now, in fairness to the Premier, he has spoken following incidents of violence and has previously held press conferences addressing community tragedies. Maybe he believes, though, that the ministers responsible for those areas should be the primary voices responding to them. And I can appreciate that. That's what ministers are appointed to do. But I also think there are times when people need to hear directly and consistently from the leader of the country. Some people have told me that his lack of visibility on certain issues gives them the impression that he doesn't care. Others have been far more cynical, suggesting his visibility during the pandemic was political and helped build political capital ahead of a snap election in 2020. Now, I don't know that either is true, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. What I do know is that leadership can only be measured by elections won, legislation passed, or budgets delivered. Leadership is also about presence. It's about understanding when people are hurting, frustrated, scared, or simply looking for reassurance and recognizing that sometimes they need to hear from the person at the top. That doesn't mean holding a press conference after every tragedy. It doesn't even mean the Premier should take over the responsibilities of his ministers. But there should be times when an issue becomes so serious that the leader of the country says, this is bigger than one ministry. And I'm going to stand before the people and address it. Political leadership at some point has to be about more than winning elections. It's about leading when things are not perhaps going so well. It's about being visible when things aren't going well. So the question of the morning, audience, you see it. What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? Think about it and let us know, and we'll be back to continue the discussion.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Alrighty, folks, you see the question of the morning. What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? Again, during the pandemic, you pretty much saw the premier every day. Some people feel like, oh, that was because it was politically expedient. It made sense politically wise. And also, he knew he was going to utilize or leverage the pandemic to call a snap election and win it big time, which eventually happened, versus times since when there's been, road traffic collisions happening. There's been mass shootings, or what would be called mass shootings in the United States and Bermuda. And it's just not the same kind of response as there was during the pandemic. And people are concerned, like, does this premier care? Does he actually care? So, what do you expect from your premier during times of national concern? And also, do you think the premier communicates enough during times of crisis? 1 for yes, 2 for no. That's a yes or no. Do you think that the premier communicates enough during times of national crisis? That's a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. We've got James Burgess says, I expect better from him, but he seems to have other ideas. Here's the thing, I remember being told many years ago that we should manage our expectations so that we avoid disappointment. But I don't think James Burgess is wrong to say we expect better of the premier. I think we expect better of the person who holds that position. I think that's what we do. We expect better of the person who's holding that position, whoever is the premier of the day. Anything that the people consider a national crisis, they should be available. They should be visible. They should be the loudest voice. And yes, I know people have said, oh, well, he has ministers and he doesn't want to override them. No. There are times when the leader's face and voice need to be seen and heard. And unfortunately, we have not seen David Burt's face in critical times of national crisis. Why doesn't he treat what's happening on our roads and what's happening with gun violence the way he treated the pandemic? Why doesn't he? It's not a criticism, it's a question. What are your thoughts, audience? What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? And also, do you think the current premier communicates enough during times of crisis? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Dorian says, I expect visibility. DB is busy preparing for his departure. Well, here's the thing. He wasn't preparing for his, he was probably preparing for his departure from the time he started. But my point is, you can be preparing for your departure, but you still have to govern the people while you hold the position. You still have to, come on. Being preparing to depart the position is no excuse not to fulfill its duties. That would be a poor excuse to me. Again, audience, if you're just tuning in, we're discussing basically during the pandemic, the premier and his colleagues held press conferences near every weekday. They were present. He was visible. He answered questions from the media. And there are people who have been very concerned with his lack of communication, direct communication regarding what's happening on our roads and gun violence, especially seeing as far as my research shows, and that's very mild, he's the only premier in my lifetime who's been in the position where we've had not one, but 2 mass shootings. You would think the leader would have a press conference and engage the people on something like that. But hey, maybe I'm just a hater. Charles H. Jefferson II says, I believe that one should lead from the front, even if it's just to provide support for the minister responsible. However, that only works if people view him, her, as one who comes across as sincere. I agree. Even just being present. Now, again, he's not just the premier, he is the Minister of Finance, right? But that's a choice you made, right? So, as premier, I agree with you, Charles. I wholeheartedly agree with you. That even if just being there to provide support for the minister responsible, you, as the premier, should be present. You should be visible and heard. Again, maybe it's just me or a few of us, but I feel like, as of right now, the Premier of Bermuda, David Burt, has failed that part of his job to reassure people that they should feel safe in their own country, to reassure people that he's working with the Minister of Transport to address the state of our roads and the people who use them. So again, audience, what do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? We've got Dorian says he doesn't care. That's a shame. That's a shame. Let us know, audience. What do you expect from a premier? What do you expect? You know, like, take David Burt out of the equation. What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? What do you expect of anyone who holds that position? What do we expect from them? Do you have any expectations? I mean, some people literally have no expectations of politicians anymore. Keep your hand down, Jamel. But what do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? And also, do you think the premier communicates enough during times of crisis? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Here's what I'll say. Do I think the premier communicates enough during times of crisis? We can't have it both ways. I got sick of hearing him during the pandemic. That's just me being honest. I did. But it wasn't about me. I think I got sick of hearing from him because I don't feel as if him speaking was changing much. And so for me, I'm not one who needs the premier to be visible or to speak. That's not what I necessarily want from the premier. What I want from the premier is actions. You know that old saying is like, an apology means nothing without changed behavior. I don't want the premier to keep saying sorry, 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 or giving prayers and sending prayers and whatever. I want action. Now, if he's communicating with us to address, you know what? There was another mass shooting in Bermuda. I am working closely with the Ministry of National Security to implement some things that will happen and give this date, something like that. But I don't need to hear from the premier often. I don't need to hear from anyone often. I just need to know that work is being done. If that's him communicating it to us through a press conference, fine. But we need to know that work's being done. And the best way to know that work's being done is that we can feel it when we can feel it. We need to feel that the work's being done. That makes sense, audience? Does that make sense? Let's go to the audience. What do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? Again, many people feel the premier was very present and visible during the pandemic. Many people feel that. He was very visible and present during the pandemic, but the havoc on our roads, silence, not visible to many. The violence in our community, silence, not visible to many. Manuela says, when the premier does not address a serious national concern, it may lead the people to wonder if they are aware or concerned enough. I agree. I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. it does put the question out there, like, does he care? Does he know what's going on? Where is this guy? I get it. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, last year, we had 2 separate shootings in broad daylight on Court Street. Some have asked if those shootings were on Front Street or Reed Street. Would we have seen him responding to that? No, I don't think it's a matter of that for David Brett, the premier. I think with David Brett as premier, he's very focused on, and this is not a defense of him, I think he's very focused on governing his party and allowing his ministers to do what he's put them in place to do. That's what I totally believe. However, with what I think he is missing is that as premier, you still have a role. Like, some people want visibility. Some people want to see you present and they want to feel like you care. And again, I think he set himself up for this because during the pandemic, he made himself so available. Then people were like, he's going to call a snap election. I remember July 15th or 16th that year, he came on the Daily Hour. We asked, are you going to call a snap election? And he didn't say yes or no, kept his cards close to his chest. Now, again, if it comes across like, look, the pandemic was nothing but a strategy to win another election. That's why he was so visible. He was not Minister of Health. It was an international crisis. That's the other thing. But the same Minister of Health today was the Minister of Health then. So I understand why people are concerned at the premier's lack of presence or commentary on what's going on in Bermuda. I get it. But he's also got people in place who he feels, look, they need to do their job and address it. I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer with this. Keep in mind. All right, what are your thoughts, audience? What do you expect from a premier during times of national? No one's really said what they expect of a premier. We're all focusing on David Brett, but what do you expect of a premier during times of national concern? Remove David Brett. What do you expect of a premier? But also, as it relates to David Brett, Premier of Bermuda, do you think that he communicates enough during times of crisis? Do you think he communicates enough during times of crisis? We've got Rhonda Trott says, I want a premier to clone themselves 65,000 times and travel with each and every one of us, helping us to make better decisions for ourselves. In all seriousness, if you're feeling your government, then your government's not working for you. Huh? If you're feeling your government, then your government's not. I don't get it. Sorry. But I think point missed if you're saying that 65,000. I don't think people are asking for the premier to do everything for them. But I guess the question to someone who responds is, if you did, is then what is the job of the premier? Because, again, he was very present during the pandemic. And then he called the snap election. So he kind of confirmed what a lot of people who were saying at that time, he's already only having these press conferences every day to win favor. It worked for him. So I think people are right to question things since. We've got Tamara De Silva says, it seems that the whole political platform has disappeared from the public eye. I blame the fact that there is no longer any opposition to keep the leadership accountable. I'm gonna agree with you, Tamara. I'm gonna agree with you. It's not only the opposition, a weak opposition, but it's also the media. It's also the media. We don't have any strong journalists in Bermuda. We don't have any investigative real journalists left in Bermuda. We have one or two, right? You've got Tarai, Trott, Gary Moreno, Carl Azul. These folks are no longer in journalism in Bermuda. Love Trevor, but he's only one person. We don't have the late Ciola Wilson anymore. We have Sam Strangeways, maybe. Gary Foster Skelton, but we don't have a lot of, journalists left. And so I know we like to say, we don't have an opposition that holds them accountable. But what we truly also need is proper journalists who are not afraid to hold them accountable and ask the right questions. That's what we don't have. We've got Shamari Sky in the reference to the question, what do you expect from a premier during times of national concern? Shamari Sky says, a clear plan to get through this crisis. Yeah, a clear plan to get through the crisis. We've got Renee Sherlin says, DB, speaking of David Burt, is on his way out now. And if he performed as if he didn't care about certain national issues, don't expect him to care now. His ministers will deal with it unless you have a carnival that day. My goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. So the poll question, do you think the premier communicates enough during times of crisis? 67% of you said no. Interesting. Look, I'm going to agree with Shamari Sky. I think people just want to know that there's a clear strategy or a plan. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back after this break, and we'll give some thanks to Titan Express and Secure, and we'll give you the days of the daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural expressions, they set their standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you. All righty, folks. Well, today it's International Left-Handers Day. So, yes or no, by a show of hands, are you left-handed? Are you left-handed? Yes or no? Want to see how many left-handers? You know, I remember when I found out my father was left-handed. I was like, that explains a lot. Somerset, left-handed? Yep, makes sense. Are you left-handed? In honor of International Left-Handers Day, are you left-handed? Any left-handers out there? Wow. We've got no, says Mark Arthur. No. Julie, yes. Antonio D. Foster. Okay, we've got a left-hander. Yes. WKD Lama. So, all right, 50-50. We've got a no James Burgess, no Kathy Sumner, a yes Pam Wade. Okay, we've got a no. Okay, I take back what I said about my dad. There's some very special people. My goodness, Dr. Anthony Richardson says, I use both, born a lefty. So what is that called? Amber, what's it called when you that's, you know, I went, true story. I went to a firearms class last year, and the guy was literally, I thought my eyes were fooling me, right? He was writing on the whiteboard. He wrote on the whiteboard with his right hand first, then he was writing with his left hand. So I didn't want to be the person to say something loud. So later on in the class, when he started writing again, he noticed everyone's like, huh? And he finally said, yes, I do write with both hands. That is the most unique skill I've probably seen. Like, I've seen in baseball, because I grew up a sports fan, people switch hitting, meaning they could swing left and right. I know people who can use both feet in like football, but obviously they have a dominant foot. I have never even, folks, if I try to write with my left hand, it's going to look like a 2-year-old scribble. That is probably the most unique skill. Yes, that word, ambidextrous, or whatever it is. You know what I mean, ambidextrous. That's crazy. That's the skill you have, Dr. Anthony Richardson. Wow, amazing. Nicole Walker says she's left-handed. Rhonda Trott says no. WKD Lama says, only thing I do with my left hand is eat and write. Oh, you all are talented, man. Okay. I'm going to try some things. I'm going to try to, in honor of International Left-Handers Day, I'm going to try to do some things with my left hand today. No, I'm not going to cook because I'll hold my phone when I'm jogging. I'm going to go jogging on the trail a bit later, and I'm going to hold my phone with my left hand and see how I make out. How's that? Wow. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, draw and paint with both, but write with right. Wow. That's incredible. All right, folks. Well, let's take a break. You all are talented. Left-handed, International Left-Handers Day. Big up to all the left-handers out there. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, got a really, really interesting conversation. What is the Inspire Bermuda Festival? Folks, I want to know what it is simply because it's got the word inspire, and I live for inspiration. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One lucky bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It. Freshness at your doorstep. Delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Ace boy, I see you got your US cash. Traveling again? Rich auntie, you know what's your secret?
Nah, I just use the new HSBC Bermuda travel website.
I know about cash back, but it's got a travel website too?
Yeah, and it's lit. Flights, hotels, rentals, book it all in one spot and use your reward points instantly. No blackout dates, no delays. I'm going, bro.
What you mean use your points instantly?
Yeah, bro. Go on the site, see how many points you've got from all that shopping you've been doing. And if you ain't got enough for what you want, just use your HSBC credit card and top it up with some more points.
Okay, spend the points, stack some more. I see, I'm got you now.
I know, right?
Log on to redeem.hsbc.bm. Book your travel deal. Pay with your points. No blackout dates. Easy and hassle-free. Visit redeem.hsbc.bm and get going. HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Ever taken medication and thought, why is this hitting me so hard? Or why isn't this doing anything at all? Here's something you may not know. Your body processes medication the same way it needs to process food, using enzymes. And these enzymes metabolize medication so it can be converted into its useful form or removed from your body. Pharmacogenetics looks at how your DNA influences the way your body metabolizes or breaks down medications. It helps explain why a drug that works well for one person causes side effects in another and barely works at all for someone else. That means the same pill at the same dose can feel very different from one person to the next. It's not about blame, it's not about doing something wrong, it's simply biology. And once you know what works best for you, medication decisions stop being guesswork and start becoming personalized.
All righty, welcome back to the Big Show. Jamel Hartman here, folks. This is the Daily Hour. brought to you by the BAC group of companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and Big Love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, folks. Well, without further ado, we've got a very special guest for the day. We've got the Inspire Bermuda Festival coming up later this year. And Travis Weeks from Driven Society has joined us to tell us how exactly Bermuda and Bermudians can be inspired from this event. Let's give them a warm TDH welcome. Let me make sure we, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Travis, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jamel. Thank you again, man. Really appreciate being here.
No problem. Thanks for making time for us. I got to ask you, before we jump into the conversation, it's International Left-Handers Day. Are you a left-hander?
No, I'm not, man. I'm a righty. I didn't even know there was a day for this. That's interesting.
And there's a day for everything. No. I must ask now. Now that you're saying, I don't even know if there's a day for it. When is All Right-Handers Day?
I know, right? we need appreciation too.
Yeah. Audience, we're gonna fight for Right-Handers Day after this. But first of all, thanks for joining us. Thanks for stopping by. Just tell the audience a bit about yourself, your background, and what it is that you do.
Absolutely. My name is Travis Weeks. I am the founder of Driven Society Group. I don't see you in the camera, but I know you're still here probably. I'm the founder of Driven Society Group. We do everything, right? So essentially, we're a culture first marketing agency. We connect brands and organizations and Fortune 500 companies with communities and talent and creators and entrepreneurs and founders. And under that ethos, under that philosophy, we create dynamic events. So our events can look like everything from marketplaces to music showcases to summits and essentially festivals. And Inspire Bermuda Festival is one of our tentpole events. This is going to be probably like around our fourth year.
I don't want you jumping around. I just want to have a conversation. But
no
before we go into that, what is your connection to Bermuda and what is the Inspire Bermuda Festival?
That's a great question. So I had a friend introduced me to Bermuda. I think this was 2018. And I visited, and that's when I met Jamila from BEDC. And I'm in New York. So to see how close it was to New York, like, blew my mind. I'm like, this is insane. And then I just came and I just fell in love. I really did. I mean, the people were so warm and welcoming. The beaches were beautiful, the food, and I just really, really enjoyed the island. And ever since then, I wanted to build. My mind, how I think, is always love to build things and see how we can collaborate and like kind of connect that cultural exchange between the Caribbean or people across the diaspora in the States with what Bermuda has and what Bermuda is building and kind of create that connection. So ever since then, we've been coming back every year doing events.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly is the Inspire Bermuda Festival and who's it for?
Absolutely. So the Inspire Bermuda Festival, it's a 3-day immersion into culture, creativity, conversation. It is designed for creators, entrepreneurs, founders, people to come to get enrichment. They come to get connection. The star of actually this weekend is going to be this film festival. And we're outlining it as the Bermudian Film Festival. It's going to be powered by Surrounded by Stories, which is this platform in the States that's been founded by Mac Wiles, Tristan Mac Wiles. He's an amazing, famous actor. And he actually came to Bermuda last year and he loved it as well too. So we wanted to create something to set up for filmmakers and content creators on the island and see if we can get them support and help and create a film festival where we can see their work, see their art, and understand the stories that Bermudians have. So through this 3 days, you're going to find conversations with founders, different tech founders, industry executives, where we're going to be talking about how to navigate your career. We're going to be talking about how to build businesses. We're going to be talking about how to sell and how to market yourself internationally. We're going to be talking about the power of culture. And then that's going to lead into wellness. There's going to be moments during this experience where we're going to be able to do yoga and do meditation, because we believe restoration and wellness is a big part of growth. It's a significant pillar in growing and evolving your career and evolving yourself, because we actually care about the people as much as we want them to exceed and to have success. And then, like I said, that Saturday is going to be the film festival where all the filmmakers, creators, and creatives combine to really celebrate the stories across the diaspora, celebrate Bermudian stories, and really celebrate culture and creativity.
Indeed. Audience, if you have any questions or comments, you can send them through. I just want to ask the audience, had you heard about the Inspire Bermuda Festival? Just let us know if you had heard about the Inspire Bermuda Festival. I want to go back because it sounds like you guys have a reputation of putting things on to really, really help people, especially entrepreneurs in small spaces. But what gap did you possibly feel existed in Bermuda that made you want to even have this event to address it?
That's a great question. I feel like when I met with a lot of the creatives and founders and business owners in Bermuda, a lot of their challenges were like how can they engage and sell products and expand internationally. And I felt like my company, Driven Society, can help be that bridge so Americans, people across the Caribbean can understand what's being built here. So I truly believe Bermuda has an amazing ecosystem with the BEDC and how they support their business owners and entrepreneurs. And I wanted to be able to support with that so they can increase their sales, they can find success, and they can understand how we can all collaborate to build things and create things, because nothing happens when we work individually, when we work separately. And how I looked at it is like, let me come in and so I can be the bridge. So not only people across the diaspora can expand, but Bermuda's on island can expand too as well. And the stories are told more loudly and from a higher plane where everybody across the world can engage.
Indeed, indeed. I want to go to the BDC because they've been having these activities annually for Global Entrepreneurship Week. How has BEDC helped bring the vision together, and why was the partnership with them so important for you?
Oh man, I mean, I really, really admire how they work. I mean, from Jamila, Kelsey, Deshaun, I mean, this is a team that cares deeply about the entrepreneurial community in Bermuda. They help across so many different pillars. Number one is introducing us to these amazing founders and entrepreneurs, and actually identifying opportunities in the States. A lot of the time, BEDC has supported and powered a lot of the Bermudian entrepreneurs to come out and experience events in the States, whether it be conferences, to learn more, to meet different people, to engage and grow their businesses, or be opportunities to actually showcase their product. A few times they came out to events I've had in New York to showcase their product, engage new consumers. In addition to that, just overall, just continuing to collaborate, understanding the value of what it means to have these type of founders and these type of business owners in the room. A couple of years ago, we brought a colleague of mine. We work with BEDC, and we brought a colleague of mine named Song Laron. Song Laron is one of the few Black men who've raised millions of dollars for his business. He has a company called Squire, and he was able to speak and talk about his experience and talk about how he raised money and talk about how he had to go through 100 no's. Now his company is evaluated. Everybody can check, go on Forbes or go on any site. His company is valued at $750 million. He's almost about to be a unicorn company. And Song Laron came to Bermuda 2 years ago to share his experience, share his expertise, give inspiration. And that's what it's designed for. So from inspiration to actually doing the work and practicing what they preach, BEDC has showed up incredible and has definitely empowered the entrepreneurial community in Bermuda.
Indeed. Audience, let us know. Had you heard of the Inspire Bermuda Festival? Let us know when you have a chance. Yes or no, just a simple yes or no. Had you heard of the Inspire Bermuda Festival? Let's go talk about networking, because it can sometimes feel transactional, particularly in business. How are you creating an environment where people can build genuine relationships, exchange ideas, and potentially create opportunities together?
Absolutely. That's a great question, because networking is so important. I mean, my career has literally been designed by strategic networking. And that's a big pillar of Inspire Bermuda Festival. So from across these 3 days of events, in between these events, they're going to be mixers. They're going to be evening experiences, especially after that film festival on that Saturday, where people are going to be able to speak with the speakers. We make sure that we're going to be strategic and very intentional that the speakers are engaging with the audiences there, not just them on stage. And it's providing the spaces and the environments where networking feels free and feels seamless and feels more possible for anybody to come up and speak. And of course, there are going to be times for Q&As and times for really strategic moments where we can actually, questions are being directed solely at the speakers, but we're providing different environments. This is a multifaceted event. This is a multifaceted festival that we're doing here. There's going to be different moments of wavelengths and energy, where some high energy moments, then there's going to be some moments where you can, really go out and speak to somebody that you've been wanting to speak to, find a co-founder, chop it up about ideas, talk about ideas. But we really designed this where there's going to be different moments of inspiration, but also moments of discussion and engagement that really speak to the audiences there.
Indeed. Beyond having a successful event, what does success for Inspire Bermuda, like the festival, look like to you? What impact do you hope it has on Bermuda's next generation of entrepreneurs and community leaders?
Great question. I really believe success for Inspire Bermuda Festival is a cultural exchange and business exchange between Americans and our community across the Caribbean with Bermudians. I want Bermudians to feel inspired. I want them to feel seen. I want them to feel like they're valued. And also, in addition to that, I want them to start and launch their own businesses. If you have an idea, if you have something that's just been lingering in your head, like I always wanted to do this, I wanted to start that, I want you to feel the possibility that you can make it happen. Because that's what it's about. This is about growth. Everybody should leave here feeling inspired, but not only inspired, but want to do the work as well.
When does the festival take place? Like when can people and where can people get more information? But when does it take place? And where can people go to learn more?
Absolutely. So it takes place November 19th to the 22nd. It's going to be at Grotto Bay in Bermuda. People can find out more through drivensociety.com /Inspire Festival. But if they go to drivensociety.com, the tab on the front, you're going to see on the top, you're going to see Inspire Festival. You can click that. You can buy tickets. We're going to be opening up submissions for filmmakers on the island, content creators on the island. If you have a short film, we're going to be opening up submissions for that. We're also going to be bringing filmmakers from the States as well, too. But you can learn more on that website. And obviously, you can also reach out. Also look on Instagram. You can share us at inspire.con, C-O-N. Also, Driven Society Instagram as well, too, DRIVEN We're sharing a whole bunch of information consistently. We're announcing all the new speakers. Right now, we have a couple speakers we've already announced is Buku Ibrahim. She's the founder of an amazing podcast called God is My Creative Director, but she's also an internationally known marketer as well. And she's done marketing for some of the biggest brands in the world as well, too. She is phenomenal. And in addition to that, we have Darryl Butler, who is also the former VP over at Google. So his expertise in tech and marketing is going to be amazing. So like I mentioned, industry execs, founders, film creators. It's going to be a dynamic network of different amazing individuals who can provide value and share their insight and expertise.
Indeed. I'm happy that you've come because Suzanne Ingham said she had never heard of it. James Burgess said, no, I hadn't. And this is why we have these conversations. Where people know. We do have a growing number of people who are, turning side hustles into full-time entrepreneurial experiences and opportunities for themselves in Bermuda. And so opportunities like this are things that I believe they should know about and take advantage of. Before you head out, my final question is, what advice would you give to someone who, maybe they just have an idea and they're afraid to move forward or don't know what to do. What would you say to someone, a potential entrepreneur?
That's a great question. First, I'll say is write it down. Write it down. Speaking it and writing it down are very powerful tools. I truly believe in manifestation, and sometimes even speaking it and writing it down is like it's the way you plant the seed. And then I would say reverse engineer. Find somebody who's already been doing it or who already has a company maybe close to what you guys or the thought or idea close to what you're thinking, and reverse engineer their career and see how it can support you. After that, a little trick I do that sometimes helps me. Sometimes it helps me without even having all the business plan done. It helps me to start creating the visual of it. So what's the logo of your idea? What's the logo of the company you're trying to build? Or is it video? Maybe creating a video in your phone. Is it whatever it is? Create the actual visual. So seeing that visual element is extremely powerful. And then last but not least, there's so many tools, so many AI tools across the board. They can break it down across steps of how to get started. But I would start with just writing it down, going through my network, see who's in the space, reverse engineering, how it can be created, and then doing the research. And mind you, this doesn't have to be the day the seed is planted. It's not the day it bears fruit. You can take this as a daily thing. Set yourself reminders in your calendar. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm starting this part this day. I'm going to be finishing this part next week. And then go by day. Take it as a day-by-day process. Stack those days. And before you know it, it'll be created. And before you know it, you'll be announcing yourself to the world. You might just have to build your confidence up step by step. But I would start with those few steps.
Indeed. Travis, thank you so much. This has been a great conversation. November 19th, Grotto Bay, Inspire Festival. Hey, we appreciate Driven Society making it happen. Please reach out. Let us know as the time gets closer if there's anything we can do to help get the energy, up. But thanks so much. Have a wonderful day, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jamel. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time here. Shout out to everybody in the Bermuda Company. Please feel free to go to drivensociety.com. You'll get all the information, but excited to see you guys November 19th in Bermuda for Inspire Fest. Appreciate you.
Here we go. Travis Weeks, folks. All right, folks, if you appreciated that discussion, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Inspire Festival. Yes, that is going on in Bermuda this November. Let's take a final break. When I come back, we're going to have a daily play, and then I'll wrap it up. So don't go anywhere. Stick with us.
Children love to play and have fun, and they love gifts even more, especially ones that they can enjoy and learn from. With Bermuda Trivia coloring books, kids can explore the island while they color, learn, and create. The perfect activity for fun and learning together. Available now.
Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BEDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BEDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Frisian Brook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit FrisianBrook.bm to learn more.
Sometimes, all we need is to relax. Take our minds away from it all. A midday break from the busy day. And just a little time to ourselves. Relax. Take a break. And unwind with Bermuda Trivia's crossword puzzle book. Available now across Bermuda. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
Welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Travis Weeks, Driven Society, and big up to the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation for the work they're doing to keep trying to inspire local entrepreneurs. It's not easy. And I really appreciate Jamila, Erika, and Kelsey, and Deshaun, all of the team at the BEDC continuing to do the work to ensure that entrepreneurs have the tools they need to be successful in Bermuda and beyond. All right, folks, thanks again to our partners, the BAC group of companies, HSBC, Bermuda, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves on a regular basis with these most important community conversations. Folks, it is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, are you ready? It's a name that place. It's according to the history game, all right? Geography and landmarks. All right, so today's question. Oh, man. Where was the world's first underwater hotel located? No, it was not Japan. No, it was not Dubai. No, it was not Bahamas. No, Charles, not Bahamas. Not someone's got it. It's not Bahamas. It was Florida, Traveling Trotty. It was not Maldives. It was Florida, Kiss Delight. But we're in Florida. We're in Florida. Nope, not Maldives. It was in Florida. Anyone know we're in Florida? You all Googling now. You all are Googling now. There you go. Key Largo. Key Largo, Florida. No. I gotta ask you all, yes or no? Are you down with an underwater hotel? Like you would stay in? You all, let's be real. Your boy don't even like being above water, in the water. So why would I want to be underwater? I don't know. How you feel? Are you good? Like would you all do an underwater hotel? Yes or no? Kisses Delight says nope. 911 Island Girl says absolutely not. Traveling Trotty, I expect you to say yes. Yeah, that's who you are. It's in your name. She says yes. Yeah, send us pictures. Send us video, Traveling Trotty. Emanuela says no. Tamara De Silva says no. Absolutely not, says Suzanne Ingham. Charles H. Jeff II says no, sir. I'll pass. No, Dr. Anthony Richardson. Oh, we've got Renee Charlin says yes, I would, even if I don't swim. Yes, I would. We've got Hedley Stevenson Swan says, as long as there are no sharks. That's Florida. Key Largo, of course there's sharks. Well, if they did it anywhere, look, there's going to be wildlife. I don't think so, says James Burgess. Stacey Ann Brown says nope. Yes, for the unique experience, Nicole. Well, Nicole, unique experience? Gunning, jumping overboard, and swimming with orcas is a unique experience. I'm not trying to do that. Swimming with great whites is a unique experience. I'm not trying to do that. I ain't buying it. But send us videos, cousin. Send us videos. Send us proof. Jewel Eve says, what happens when the roof leaks? No thanks. My goodness, you all are crazy, man. You all, man, scaredy cats. Scaredy cats. And I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. We're not doing a hotel underwater. No says doing forever. Yeah, I'm not doing it. But for those of you who will, props to you. Send us video. Do a live stream from down there. Let us know how it is. Yeah. Let us know what it's like. Yeah, you do that. I'm not even getting a submarine, Dr. Anthony Richardson. We're not doing that. All right, folks, let's wrap it up. That's quite the debate. As far as the discussion this morning, I'll just go through a few comments that I didn't get through earlier. Liz Nichols says, on policing, the premier is always quick to point out that it's under the governor. So the premier is always quick to point out that policing is under the governor, not the government. That does not mean he cannot be part of the solution and speak on behavior. I never accepted that from government, because while the control of the police may fall under the governor, the legislation falls with the government. So, and the government also sets their budget. But I take your point. Absolutely take your point. Here's what I'll say as it relates to the premier. I think people just, to quote someone earlier, Shamari Sky, people just want to feel like the leader cares. And sometimes the leader caring just means being present. That's it. The premier is a busy person. The individual, he is a busy person. The position does require a lot. But we have had unprecedented violence during his tenure that requires leadership from the premier that we have not seen. So this is not picking on David Burt. This is a message also to whoever follows him, that Bermudians and Bermuda needs more. They want someone who is committed beyond trying to win elections. They want to feel like someone is in that position because they actually and genuinely care about what's going on in the country and the people that it's impacting. As far as the conversation with Travis Weeks about the Inspire Bermuda Festival, I'll say this much. We have a growing number of people with side hustles, and those side hustles becoming their main jobs. I'll tell you what, every year, there's an investment made where we attend the National Association of Broadcasters Conference. And every year we come back from that conference, we try to give you all something better. I share the monologues with you every day. You can read along with me from the website. We've upgraded our website where you can watch the show there if you don't have social media. If you saw Cut Match Selection Night, we've improved that by having it in an actual studio in partnership with Crimson Multimedia. I share all of that to say that entrepreneurship requires the building and networking of relationships and partnerships, and it requires the ability for everyone to understand that you can't remain where you are today and expect to exist 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So I'd encourage anyone who is an entrepreneur, a business person, or knows someone, go learn about this Inspire Bermuda Festival and see how it may benefit you. All right, daily inspiration. Here we go. This is from my book, page 24, The Journey Within. Quote, going to work because you love your job is much better than going to work because you need a job. End quote. Oh boy, I must say it. Because of you, I absolutely love my job, audience. I can't wait to get back here and do it the next show every time one ends. All right, I'm done sucking up to you. Audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. VR is out. Peace.